Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Chicago Bears.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they can be well set up for the rest of the year.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018, drafted #1 overall the subsequent year, Kyler Murray.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
Yeah, 3-3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Gotta get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
Murray now on first down. On the move to his left. Throw complete to the tight end, Morgan. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. Murray now on first down. Steps away to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Morgan. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 34. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Over the middle, complete. It's short. And taking it to the 15-yard down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, I mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got to match.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him.
It's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Start out his offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
On 1st and 10. Shields going right side here, and that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
And 5 yards to go.
From the gun, Shields, throw left side complete. That's Mills. And he will have the Bears first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz. Too fast to handle. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down, and he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will make it into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
These two teams all tied after one.
End of the first quarter with the score tied 7-7.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray buying time to his left. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a first down.
Taken down at the 11-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Shields. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, McPherson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2 and it brings up 4th. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
Bears 10.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 24, Murray. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 yards.
On play action, it's Murray. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hodges. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
The extra point now coming from Myers. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Is good. Makes the score Seahawks.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
On first down, Shields. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. From the gun, Shields looking middle, and it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Throwing on 3rd and long, Shields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Operating from the gun, Shields. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Shields pass.
A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears draw a bit closer.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect. This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Shields pass.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. They're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-17. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback.
Now Kyler Murray ready to get back under center.
Now they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Cardinals who are out in front as that game draws closer to halftime. The Cardinals trying to get to 2-0, and they've got the lead on the road. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo, and they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. The Patriots already 1-0, trying to make it 2 straight as they lead on the road. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Carson Wentz with a touchdown pass there. In the game you're watching, it was the former #1 overall selection, Kyler Murray, who put on an absolute show. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back. Here's Myers now to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins, we talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
As they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
22-yard line.
From the gun, Shields. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Play action. Now it's Murray. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Murray. Wide open receiver complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing. They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play. One would come open downfield.
comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17.
17. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. Oh, good-looking return set up here.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
First down, Bears.
On first down, McPherson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and
looking to throw on 2nd down. Shields. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter from Las Vegas. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Carson Wentz, 2 touchdown passes to lead the way. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Throwing now is Murray. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Here's Murray. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. As it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Now here's this is brought in at the 21. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Bears take over.
33 yards.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is up to 4. Into the end zone for the touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Chicago.
Operating from the gun, Shields. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Shields. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Throwing on 1st down, Shields. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. That catch good for only a couple.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Seahawks.
To throw on 2nd down, Shields. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Derwin James with a pick.
By the Bears.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
To 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Shields. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Operating from the gun. Shields. And that will be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Now a throw here to his running back. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. We'll check on his status when we get back. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare 1st down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And Caldwell's got it over the middle. And the Bears are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they will fall to 1.